Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely might be comics' greatest creative team. They work together as if they were a single person. Their works are so unique, and it's as if they were created by an auteur. Morrison balances slick, cool storytelling and dialogue with a bit of weirdness, while still being immensely well written. Frank Quitely is truly a master of comic book art. His artwork is meticulous and precise, yet he still keeps his artwork simple and readable, but the body language, character acting in these comics is unmatched. He's one of the few artists that is able to strip their artwork back while still being amazingly detailed and amazingly readable with fantastic storytelling. One of the best examples of their collaboration is in WE3. WE3 was published as a 3-issue miniseries in 2004, but it works together as a single graphic novel that is independent of anything. It's its own thing. It's its own totally independent thing. The story is about a government weapons program that turns animals like house pets into cybernetic killers, and the idea of the story is that this program is being decommissioned, and the scientist who created these robots has almost developed an emotional attachment to them and doesn't want to have to put them down, wants to keep working on them and keep the program in commission. So what she does is that she lets them out. The story basically is about these 3 animals who have been experimented on and used as government weapons, finally being given freedom and trying to evade capture. Although the story is good, it's very much a simple story. Grant Morrison themselves has said that they stripped the story back in order to let the artwork and the visceral experience of it shine. I think that the character of the scientist who created these weapons is very fascinating, because there's a complexity to them, because they are responsible for basically taking these animals against their will, turning them into these horrible killing machines, but also feels sorry for them and wants to let them free. Eventually she meets her end at the hands of one of her machines, and I think that's just a great full circle moment and just a fascinating character. Story, rather than focusing on plot, focuses more on emotions and a visceral reaction to the artwork, and it uses things like extreme violence and also the sympathy we have for animals in a way to make us experience lots of different emotions and feel stressed, feel scared, feel upset by the story, while still being compelling and not too exploitative. The artwork is very kinetic, with lots of motion conveyed in these static images, and it's just a total masterclass on comic book action storytelling. One of the most noticeable aspects of this is the panel layouts. It uses lots of very unconventional panel layouts. For example, there's one scene which is a massive double-page spread of different security cameras footage. It tells a story moving throughout the different camera feeds. Another interesting use of panel layouts is when they do very small panels juxtaposing a large splash page or double page spread. This is usually reactions or the effect of what's happening in the larger image, but it's almost in a film, a montage of flashing images, and it's very visceral and it's a very cool effect. One of my favorite examples of panel layouts is one in which the panels are one after another, look as if they're like turned in 3D space, and there's a character moving through all of them as if they're jumping through the different panels. It's really creative and really fascinating and gives like energy to the story, which I think is very effective. Although the plot may not be as good as some other Morrison and Quitely works, it almost makes up for it in the artwork, and it's almost as if the writer and the artist are one person, because the collaboration is just that good. I really couldn't recommend this comic enough. Any Grant Morrison Frank Quitely collaboration is worth reading, especially All-Star Superman, New X-Men, and WE3. They each bring different things to the table, and each showcase a range of comic book skills. WE3 is a very easy comic to come by. It's in print at the moment. You're most likely to find the compact edition. The compact edition, however, is smaller, it's on worse quality paper. And for something like WE3, I would definitely recommend getting it at least original size, but oversize is the, in my opinion, the best way to experience it. I have the deluxe edition. The deluxe edition is in print and it's easy to find. I don't think the trade paperback's in print or the absolute edition, so out of the two, like, it's worth the extra money to get the deluxe edition because the size of the paper just makes a massive difference. In conclusion, WE3 makes for an amazing quick read. It's more like an experience than a story, and each time you read it, it still packs a punch and it's still effective, and you also notice more. This is a great comic to just take a close look at and like put it under a microscope and analyze. In the deluxe edition, there are process images and like black and white pages and excerpts from the script, which is just fascinating to read. Seeing the planning is amazing because he's just such a meticulous artist. I hope you found this video to be valuable and interesting, and thank you for watching.